So my favorite one, so assembly line company, Chrysler assembly line, calls us in to take a look at their assembly line software. They had some concerns with it. Things are changing, the world is changing, and want us to see, if they're going on the right path. And what they did is they actually had quotes from 3 different companies, and they just wanted, well, I dealt with them, so they wanted my opinion on which of the 3 companies to go with. And I reviewed the 3 proposals, and met with the plant manager, and I started laughing. You're freaking kidding me. I go, we do this for 60 grand all day long. I mean, they're just, this is ridiculous what they're charging. And but anyway, so we had a conversation, hung up, all done, and that's all I was supposed to do. And I thought I was done at that point. Sure enough, I get a call a couple days later. Congratulations, Derek, you got the job. I'm like, what are you talking about? I'm just laughing, whatever. And they're like, no, you said you can do it for 60 grand, so we want you to start right away. Awesome, thanks. So so we did it, and we ended up supporting that line for 9, 10 years, I think, and it was awesome. And but it was, and I do think this is something in the industry, is the way some people quote things, which I've caught criticism about this from, mostly my dad, is we quote what it takes to do the work. Right. We don't quote what it's going to necessarily save the company, and that's the way I've always had Spud, and that's the way we're going to stay, because we want to get paid for our services, and but at the same time, we should get paid for what we do. Not necessarily what we're saving the company, and that's why we're brought in. That's why companies come to us, is to save the money for them, not to take a portion of it, in my opinion. And so, yeah, when we called in to do stuff, we look at a job, we look at it thoroughly. We do a lot more than we could. We actually look at it from a business perspective, whether it's a mobile app that they're going to take to market, whether it's a internal app they use for whatever, or if it's someone's going to run their entire business. We look at it from the business owner's shoes as well as the end user's shoes, and make sure that we are delivering the best product possible, both from a budgetary and timing standpoint. Right. I just wrote up a proposal today for a client to, and there's this big chunk in there that, after we design the whole software, this chunk, we'll probably be able to do it for a lot less than we think. But until we really get into the nuts and bolts of it, I didn't want to quote it, because it's too vague, and it's too many variables. And if we do the original design correctly and we get the right feedback from the users using the system, we might be able to repurpose a lot of that into this other piece. And that's why I wrote the proposal. Just because it makes more sense to do this first and then do that. Otherwise, we would have quoted some huge number just to cover us, and we don't want to do that. So, and we also point out a number of things that could, make the program a little better with that. And of course, it's also up to the customer what they want to do or not do with some of those ideas. But I'd say the majority of the time they appreciate it and implement it.
Right.
So they.
Well, I think just with the vast, array of different projects and industries we've worked in, I can, think of different scenarios where it's like, oh yeah, we've done this with a mobile app where you can scan a barcode or take photos of something as part of your workflow process, and we do that, we implement it in this industry, and you might be talking to somebody in a completely different industry that maybe it didn't necessarily apply to them, but then once they understand what you can do with that technology, then it's, hey, it makes sense to implement that. So I think kind of knowing, maybe ways to do stuff on one side of, the world or industry can apply to many others. It's just maybe they're not thinking outside of the box to know, hey, that's even an option, or that's something you can even do. I mean, we're talking with a financial institution, a bank right now, and
that's why they came to us.
A great scenario that came out of that was, right now they run a risk assessment on somebody opening a new account, and then from there, once that's done, and there's certain answers, well, they have these other additional forms that they then have to print out, fill out, And then they have to print the risk assessment out, and they print all of this because they have to then scan it back into the system in order to file it in their digital filing system for every account. After that, the paper is literally shredded. So then the next process after that is every 30 days the account has to be reviewed, and that assessment has to be reviewed. So that goes to a risk assessment team that, for them to track what they have going on, they then print them out, the assessments, put them in folders, and then that's how they maintain the follow-up process. So after we started realizing all the steps that were involved in what was going on, you know, we mentioned in the meeting, you know, well, hey, what if there was a digital dashboard? Well, I guess the first part is, hey, maybe once we actually create the assessment, we can just PDF it, and then their IT group was like, yeah, absolutely, if you guys can do that, we have a process that can pick it up and digitally file it, nobody ever has to print anything. So the second part was, okay, now to fix the other department's problem is, okay, well, what if we create you an action list, a dashboard that shows you, here's all the accounts where it's been 30 days or more, and you need to review them and document, you know, the different information that goes along with that. And the response, I kid you not, she goes, you can do that? And I'm like, oh yeah, we can do that. But I mean, it just, you know,
I do want to feel better. It's like, let me check my guys out.
But you know, I think sometimes, you know, we're around this stuff so much that we forget that other people don't really know there's a better way yet, and they've done a process for so long the same way that to them it's just that's the only way that you can do it. And until you talk to them about it and start mentioning different things, and that's when it's, you know, then you sit in the meeting and they just start lighting up, you know, about, oh, hey, can we do this too, or can we add that, you know, or hey, here's this other thing that we do, and it just, I mean, I guess that's how you streamline things, that's how you fix it, that's how you solve it.
I think that's one of the reasons our clients are with us so long is because of that value add we bring and the diversity that we bring as far as our past experiences.